Simana habapa anopa no nso ho emre do ane ukuada no pay oforiso bosum de to so aduasa wo fempe no ene dio no enum kase ahodo ayensa ka ebere koda so do foche otwede ampobasa ya do madaroma ehwe yen so akurakura mama de pachi ene ya boabo ni nyina no anopa ye be so nsa no pabremu ukuada oforiso bosum de twato ewo eye afimu no ye de be so nyame adoma na oforiso no nso no ono so ye de na akwakogu wachena yera eye bosumi foforo mu so twede ampobasa ya dom no eye ya toma na bibia no betumi akonkan sem no doso ene anope KFM Musical Center sem kan sebra baji mfidie na fadi ujuma e wa so dem mu ujuma di ahodo nyina ase no won ma ekrado obehu ye kira kwan wadum ye ne Samra Hotel no ene de nim hwe wa santimante mo enkran ye wozongole Benjilo Abrosan aye ne Children Hospital de nim hwe no wa osikanso opese wo to na otua ne kakranka no sa kwenya no so nti betumi afran penifo e was 0244941047 0244941047
Talent microfinance and so a sika wo mudi sika ho djuma e wo my Ghana ha say nti se we ankran kwa djuma ko asori anasa wo ton ade mpo na opa bia ya obetimi du sika sie mu ho ma wo ha anyway ntwentwi bia mba ho no talent nkwa ana mekan for e dia momentum du no wo mo e wo ni emu a wo mo bom ho modin ye papa e wo my Ghana ha wo ma share kese no e wo circle adabraka dance by hona ana talent microfinance wo ma bron science to no mo butu no pay wo so eboy chidoma idi KFM TV news no ye de ebesomo
dada ba take out several beje phone sa papa ne ho akade na fatumi di ujuma phone no ade na ha wo ho ade na ekoso bra ne ha obi ano ba benya bi anase ho akade no e wo dada ba take out 50 iPhone eko iPad ni nyina bi no ebi e ho e ho akade so nka ho connection ye bentakwa station baby abases no lodu na enchiremo bia no 0206016037 na woni endi nkomo jumeko adaroma anope ya tenase a ya de ensem no beso no na ni bedi mu akotin bia ni ogogo piemu ewo eye Upper West region wo mo executive openi eye Martin Woyongo me no ka say no wo mo twene sensan ene de wo mo asan amane so ede ne de brasha nensa
sa enso so ana NPP supporters enso anope wo mo den sembi abetudwa anope ye bedomo esuko ene wo mo Franka tuni Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ye do mo nsem ebebro
edwedi ensem mo me no ka say no aso no mo hwe nkita ho de ensem so echem se asam ne hawo bi ekoso ewo MTN temu no mehwe no motumi esiese nti obi biara no enka na komanto ne yem
wani jedensem no eye nyumtuni a eba no gospel nyumto obone homoden ewo my Ghana Celestine don for wono so ne ho betudwa no pay ye be pepa mu ede amawo
samdero so no pay yatena se ye be somo ewo kasamfoni so ohwe ofia ye da wase abefa da Roman KFM TV GH Facebook YouTube TikTok botumi akan ho na wa like page no follow ye na subscribe na bibia ntumi konkan ka se ho adwenkyere bia no de fa WhatsApp and answer text message 0246239070 ye be hwene akenkan de amawo ene ukuada no pay dia meje so eye Odiyifo Yaw chasto aigbe krache fialengo 1 anope mene
mame esin kroma ye gina we so ni adane ye ho sima abaye ba ye be hyensem na se e de amawo
Safe jibrana da jena nsem no yendo musu confirm na yenko atifi do mantemu mu na me no ka say the New Patriotic Party MPP amanyoko no empenifo e de tabo e de eto owura Martin eye wo young so na wono na ye twetwefo pani e de ema Upper West region na nam so ema na de omchem se sa asotwe omde ema na no wono mo asan epeja asan so pani no ekokotena ase eye nhwehwemu hu se enfomso a waye no wagye atomo ema wo choro krata eye cheopa krata e de baye ene nam so ampanifo tumitena ase wo mu edoso asem no wahwehwemu no na eso pani no eye owura Martin wo young na wono ena na eye constituency secretary edema nandom eye abaton peso ano so no me no e ka se ene de wo masan agene de atomo se sa de bre no san konkofa ensan hye dwuma ase na ombo dwuma se na betumi abo ama the New Patriotic Party MPP amanyoko no e wo nandom eye abaton peso aso no e betumi afa ne ntoma pa e de fra
Yadimo El Consent from their Ankane National Chairman Edema, the New Patriotic Party, NPP Amenu Kona was signed a lawyer, Ura Fedibli, Wono, and Odin Sembia Betuja. Watch him say, Chief Justice, Mame, Arabato Kono, Gertrude Awomo, Amane suspension, which him say, any ye papa, person, say, well, your lawyer, dear, one shema bibisa, and sina suspension now, Mode Aman, Wakasa, and Yenia, any ye papa, watch him say, Man Penny, John Dramani Mahama. We didn't who yaw say wait me a day she say a good crime more a dear my Chief Justice. Yenty and Sembia what they a tuja.
Fortunate as a lawyer, I look at it and I feel very hurt, and I believe that some of us panic over it. Of course, I won't say that even a president when he needs to be impeached, why not? It's painful, but maybe we have to go the way if it's done something like a president going to commit murder in his own house, or doing something that is heinous, and we need to go through the process of impeaching him. People will have to do that. In the same way, I'll talk about the CJ, Chief Justice, the head of the judiciary, one of the organ, very important organ of government. If it does something very wrong, it's a disappointment that we should all be sorry for that. Why should such a person get to that state? Because that's why we should try to make them comfortable. That's why we should protect them. That's why we should go through a rigmarole, hard process of coming out with a CJ. Fortunately, in this country, it's not by some places in America, they sometimes even elect people to go to the judiciary. Fortunately, this is not what we do. Ours is like the British system. Me, as a trained lawyer for over 40 years, my heart bleeds looking at what has come out, the reasons why. People are making a move, and indeed, the Chief Justice has been suspended. As a lawyer, and I'm not talking as a party man or somebody whose party at the time brought in the Chief Justice. I have known the Chief Justice that is extremely apolitical. And I'm being honest with you. Known him as a lawyer at the bar and on the bench. It's extremely apolitical. Now, what are the reasons so far have been provided for? I've read through the 3 petitions. I wanted to make sure that, look, from my own perspective, as an ordinary man, and maybe as a lawyer even, I'm appalled. I feel very sorry that we are destabilizing the judiciary. If you do, the judiciary breaks down. Individual judges begin to do things. Some of them are rogue elements. They will misbehave. If you don't have a very strong person at the top ensuring that what judges are doing is the right thing and taking strong measures to contain it. 3 petitions, unless there are other reasons that they've kept from the public, or public have not had opportunity or privilege of seeing through. But if these are the reasons that have been used, I feel very, very disappointed that we've gone ahead to, as it were, suspend the Chief Justice while they go through with this. I'm even alarmed when I'm told that out of 31, 30 members of the National Council of State, I'm told, I don't know how far that is true, but if it's so, I feel very disappointed.
You're told that? That out
Sami,
of the 30...
Sami Jemfi on one of these interviews like I'm having has come out to say that, yes, he said it on authority. 30 out of 31 members of the Council of State agreed
On air.
And Kaneman Penny, the 112 franc Kadema, the New Patriotic Party and PP Amanyo Kono. Dr. Alaji Mahmoud Baumia, and then the one I can say now, Peninsula walking in and say, Obi Bianca na come to the Institute, no one or Muya Juma or buying you memoir. And that the National Democratic Congress, I memoir and as I buy led by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, na wapamo mu nyina de fi aban nwuma no so mo nkoma akoma nto mo yem se otwede ampobasan adom na o man ahoden ne yetenkwamu na emfimpe no ene duro no wotwe amanyoko no san ba aban mu ebiom a obi biara yeyi no ewo eye abato na echire ewo afi mu no wo mbesan afa na dwom biom wo mbesan de ne dibre e de ahye ne sana doctor Alhaji Mahmoud ba mi ade nsamidi tudwa ebra wo mo thank you to wo mkoko pie mu wa santimantemu e na wo de nsami e de tudwa ye to aso
everything simple solution. Yes, sir. And then I'm buy you a Juma. First thing I'm going to pack the power. Termination of appointment across. And yes, sir, the Juma from air back. People are away Juma from 2017. Me mamu ina assurance say nyame adom ye ba power 2020 ya age obi a ye di ya ye dey back to work ye dey back to work. We will make sure say we will rectify those problems.
Fosuah Oduahoma same way and Frank Atunia wojina edima NPP amenu kona was sign eye anka ne ye mampani abedi Dr. Mahmoud Baumia editudwe wo ma wo de ni thank you to no ehye so e wa santimantem ye to ansem ne so e de ama odia eye district chief executive edima ejuma kon eye inyan esiam eye onmonyamfo Andrews Kojododu wono anodia adesede e kwama assembly members a wo mo ewo ejuma kon inyan esiam wo chem se adibreak se we akwamom no wo mo homode na ejuma bia ewo se wo mo eye wo ho no omo form ahoden na enhyem na wo mbo ejuma ye papa se ne be ya eye ejuma ko nya na sia mpotem ho so ebetimi aye kra behwe a wo no men na ebekọ so pepepe ede amawo
was one ba had a one be ejuma embu an empuntumbra district no mu enti dem America no our food there eye be ya akwadwo ejuma wo there ye ne ntumi yen and quickly what day one casa apply for transfer until the ma yankasa aboshom widen where you if you harm because into abanin joe account and betting eduma enyahwe another ntinafi na bosom so ayeden akoja aketua enti say bibi dem a yebo yehundo work bi wa ha on be adwuma oba adwuma na onyehwe a na na yehwe no widen we ni fi ha say ne dwumedi no so say yehwe na wode we ni eza ye begina ma widen we ni eza na am subana all the time say the man or the boko baby for so onboa on minor can go into say whether we in example ye begina me ahwe ma widen we ni eza enti am back at workers na in there obia the mabreze kono or a different administration say kan no na mbeduma no obi anka hwenkyerwa the time am beduma ma director coordinating director wa hwe HR ma wa mbago wo salary so whether yes and yes abina as common wo bosum na anye eduma na ye besan za abina as common me free the ye dem a obi an baba no ho eduma osafata no ya abo ma mensi no so afane tampe fura
akase no so fama na eye Ghana Association one more 2025 media conference no wo motumi ade ahyehyɛ so ma eye mranimfo ani internet nimpon eno mbehia ye ombehia mo so no nsam dodo na no eno mo etoto ha na so moto ato adwen ho na ba kwa na edi mo ntentima eye galamse nsam no ena mo kyerɛ mo sɛ wo mesre pa sa ban betumi aye hyehyɛ na wapɛ kwan ne akwanyasa so a wo behwɛ ma sa afam agudi a yetu emfa kwan so yi na SS yensuo ni wa hodo SS yensase no wo betumi aye ma bia tumi akonkan na o kyerɛ mo sɛ ne betumi aboa ne nti wo no hwɛ no mo enye emre bia eno betumi akyekyere na nipa bonfo mu di sɛ nya abrase na etutu asɛm no wo betumi aye na bibia tumi akonkan no judicial reforms a no efa galamse na ne krakra mu wo twumedie no ase na o kyerɛ mo sɛ kwan a wo afa so na chief justice ma me get tokono wo mo de na efa so no kyerɛ sɛ da bi wo hwɛ amamra yedi bo man Ghana mu a afia hankro economy no na emfa ne kwan mu kra nti no betumi a ban no hwɛ na saa anamonto na watu no one sign ensensa and nine enfemfiri ho kyerɛ sɛ kokko ba ne sana ehwɛ ma yɛn kema minke bi amemu no enkonkan eno enanchen kamie sɛ edisuro ni hu ebi ena ede ba yɛn atemmu dwumadie no mu no enti no mampeni His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ne aban no enhwɛ na nsakra bi edi mu na sefata no one more entumi enye fanfanti we ni nsema hodo a wo mo edit to dwa ebra wo mo ko mo 2025 mid-year conference dwumadie no nsema hodo bi eni
Sresrebidi and so assign Eddie Abetudja, Walker Safa, a galamsin, someone, a coso, a my gun, what you must say, and this menu conabetina, so no ma awudobia, a coso, my gun, Hano HS, and this menu conya, dear, won't bet me a share a so galamse, and no, I my gun, as I say, and she shall mudigu crime or efa galamse, who bibia HMuse, and ya dear won't bet me a share a so galamse, semi, and no, I my gun, and same way Sresrebidi wono, and Odiyifo.
So I want to be honest with you that there are very little that this government can do towards solving the way they are going, solving Galamsey.
Are you saying that because your party and government couldn't solve it?
I'm saying it's not our party of government. Previous parties, NDC, credit our party. Because gold mining is not today. I remember when I was a young man, it was a conference I attended in 1979, addressed by then the president. His utterance, his statement was that this country is sitting on a bed of gold. It is for us to harness it and then exploit it. But the way to go about it is the problem, because it's not something that you have to build, come with big machines and co. Even behind your house with holes and water and co, you can try to look for gold, and you may end up destroying the houses and co. And more so this time around, our water resources and forestry. Foreigners are even coming in, because if you have gold, it's like sugar inviting ants. It will happen. So all you got to do is to find a very good way of managing it. Those who say they want to stop it, particularly this government who said that it will stop it when it comes to power, I knew that it's literally impossible. I come from a gold area. I come from Western region. Gold is abundant. Galamsey has come out with the gold. So why it's not going to be easy. But if they can, hooray, we are saved. Resources and water bodies will be saved. But if they don't, they must face the music then.
What then do you think will be the best thing to do to fight Galamsey? You have a wealth of knowledge in that area.
We need to sanitize it, make it more difficult.
Why didn't you do it when you were in government?
We were trying to. In fact, at some stage,
for a party that promised, or for a president that promised to put his presidency on the line, you were trying to fight it.
The solutions, people were prescribing solutions. Some were saying, let the army go in, give them goggles for the night, because the people come there in the night to do that. Give them goggles, night goggles. Put the soldiers there and the police, and stop, as I told you, stop importation of what is those things that they used to dig the gold.
Excavators.
Excavators and champagne, and anybody somewhere around will have champagne, seize it, burn it. Don't allow foreigners to come in. We tried it several times. We discussed it. The water that people now were making noise about it, it has been brought even in cabinet. I remember Professor Barton came out to say, this is the water, they are spoiling our matter. Mr. President decided that everything that could be done should be done to stop it. But I'm saying the spirit may be willing, but the body and the idea of gold, when people can dig, as I told you, behind their house and look for gold. If you are not convinced, your children may do it and spoil your house. So it's not easy. The only way to sanitize it, make it more difficult, going by the rivers, touching the forest, and being very hard in terms of punishment for those who don't obey some of these rules. And therefore, training them as well, those who are involved in it, the way to go about it. But even then, it's difficult. Some people, no matter what, we train them to grow trees, they will go back, they won't do it. So we have a problem, and the problem needs all of us to talk about it. Those who used it, unfortunately, for elections and propaganda, they've realized that it was not the best thing. They face it. But it doesn't matter. Let's forgive them. Let's all come together.
Deshima Benuntin same way ana ora Freddie Blay wo de to dwa efa galamsey nseme ho e wo my Ghana e gina ne nseme so na ye twa ye ho akwaje abo afon krato abaye ba ye beto ansem ne so e de amo
Medogbena mi Ghana duko duaja ple ho duko kata. Mi chonyani adevena mi cho Talent Microfinance Limited gajradopea. Mi wona susu savings, adishie, school buafo, cashback, ple bubua okata. Nenyebe egajom de mi agbo la letie tomegbeko ateun aho gadodo. Kenenyebe egajom vivi la nenyebe o gahia ola ateun ava de ogai kene hia fa.
Tanebe mi foncho mi afa jomu yo kenye mi afa gadodo nyawa. Business loan elemiashi, church finance elemiashi, salary loan elemiashi, eye bubo li kenye personal loan. Nenebe mi foncho business loan a enye gadodo ikemie nana asichalao. Nenebe washigba keke alum eleswe we have talent. Mi pekpegede nwo nenye wo shigba lesua ne woge wo kekegedeji to talent pomo nuome nenye be mi fonchu mi afa salary loan a enye gado mo nke mi vuna mi afa jirudu dola nke ga nyu he ya ba talent wo pay slip pe bank statement ye kwenye nwi hia o na kokko ho salary loan le rate mi to keke akeji church financier personal loan va nenye habobo masoli hama eji fufofo sankuo jitao olila ashibobwe kekeake mia flegeno na nohem v choji nto jinwade vare kwereka monpopo kai ganyu heya talent kuna po heya ole chagbagba na do tare talent bena wo gado monwa anobobwe nami akpenami
etibe ya nyafi ke talent la
Talent Microfinance Jengo Amegan Shipe Ape Letina Tejipo Hotami.
Miape Kapomo Enya 050-129-1298. Hello 050-128-9119. Talent Woga Kwamanu Panta.
Talent Microfinance, your channel of wealth.
Are you a musician, church, band, school, or an audio engineer looking for professional audio equipment for your work? Don't worry. KFM Music Center has all the equipment and instruments you need. We have from drums, keyboards, combos, guitars, microphones, PA systems, brass instruments, studio equipment, lighting systems, among others. We import all kinds of electronics and musical instruments from top brands such as American GLS, Behringer, Sabian, Yoga, M Audio, Nutric, Tama, among others. You can locate KFM Music Center at Zongo Lane between the Benjilo Building and the Children's Hospital. You can contact us on the numbers displayed on your screen. KFM Music Center, where quality costs less.
Mama kwaba na ye nto akase no so anope fama mo na so afo na hwe ye nyinam senso man Ghana mu ene oboade abobre aye chance eye Minister of Energy and Green Transition na for John Jinapo na wakasa na ne kasa ne nyina na akokoba ebra me no akase na nsen nyinam kanea no aha na edum ne ze ekono style bia bi ena man for kan se dum so no na yasan kwa betumi a wonhwe na wonfa hyehye pon emfa mbra ye timetable no ebi na no ene de enra nsantwefo hwem dwumadi ase ene no manyan for John Jina Pochen said abi we no eyo how kitu ebi na aba ene a yehunu afebo yehunu ochine biom enti no ehu hia timetable bia ne nyina mu na mpanifo ye nhyehyɛ se na betumi aboa ma mfidie ne bi ehu atochema ye homa ne bi a ehu atotochema no omehwe so metumi esiesie ne nyina ode nsam itodwa ewo nsentwefo nhyimu ase na enkyeremu a onwanyamfo John Jinapo ode mai eni.
We have enough generation just to meet demand. We do not have any excess capacity. And so when one plant goes down, it creates some immediate disruption, which means that we need to work around the clock to bring the plant back. But when we bring the plant back, we are able to meet demand. And so you cannot publish a load shedding timetable when you are sure that you can be bringing the plants back. But the truth is that what we inherited, we have no reserves. So we are generating just to meet demand. And so it makes the system very, very tight. And we have to be honest with the people of Ghana. The generation and the demand are just at par. And so when one plant goes down, immediately you have a shortfall, but we try to bring the plant back in order to sustain power delivery. And so for some days, you have consistent supply. There may be one day within a week or two when a plant goes down, you have a bit of disruption. But because it's just one day, how do you publish a timetable? And so that is why we are working around the clock. But we are confident that getting into the next few weeks and months, the remaining plants that were down, as we work to bring them back, we have more redundancy. And we have more redundancy, it means that when one plant goes down, you can switch to another plant. And so, like I said, as of December, before we took over, we were shedding load more than 500 megawatts. Today, we've been able to achieve some even keel, but it's a process. The power sector, the challenges that we inherited, we need a bit of time in order to do that. But I'm happy to know that we are making significant progress. And as we go into the next few weeks, we should be able to deal with some of these challenges, bring on more gas, and ensure that there is uninterruptible, reliable supply of power. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the more concern from their air galamsey minus how more my Ghana ha and so Edin Sembia Betuja, or more de Kwama Ghana penny for Nititu and a Ghana man penny, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Watch him say Galamsey, our Mutu, our my Ghana and Denny Padodona air cassette and Umchum say, Ye were my Ghana ha and uncle for if we were more my Sube Pimoha, Nandi or Mobe young Cassie good near there, or Bibia and Cassa, or Mutimid the machines a cuckoo dam, a bar, a betu or Monsieur, no man can say betu good. Anase galamsey wo my Ghana ha ti adentina yete Ghana ha na mpenifo no emfa hyepa engu kwan mu ma mu se ne be ya wo msusu wo betimi etu galamsey no mo etu ne ye enyo mo pe se mpempi na wo mbe se ye nsa ase ne yesu ne mo me wo se aban eden hyepa egu kwan mu emom se ne be ya wo msusu wo betimi etu galamsey bi yenti ensem a wo mo de etu dwa
ti Ghana ban fo mo hwe onze asase nsuo ni so ana nkofo na kofa machines ana mutu nsuo no omde asesa gold nyina edeko land ne da no nsuo ni so ana oma kure tu nsuo nti se we motimi akofa machine tu nsuo de abaye galamsey a na Ghana fo muntimi ntu nsuo ma Ghana fo nya binum a esemala ye no maka se ye Ghana for ene yakono se ye se yan sase enti sase no munyi ni nyina hu na mongo fa machines emra na Ghana for ye ntu fa mo ye ho braeben for no se mo budget 10% a ye yate on se machines ni nyina Ghana for no ma training wo no mo de ye adwuma wo hubro ni bi ho ye ne ye bibia ye ka monte Montia, more than 10%, and Yancy about Waburofono, near sense as no. Also, my course excavators have a guya. Move these are suing, as I suing, and I had 26 April. T make I must say, Galamsey, a coso. Some say 10% now I'm watching or throw. Yandi niwe ka yansu ya kasa nduru bia enti yansu die hian say ya be bo abulo na say 10 years time de ne asase no ya ni susuro si ana mo kasa amonte afutuo bɛyi ɛna Ghana mpanyinfoɔ yɛmfa ma mu bio sɛ galamsey ne yɛne aneɛyɛ mompa mo aborɔfo yi nyinaa mo a monkɔ kɛkɛ montimi mpa mo ɔmo nti Ghana ɔman ne deɛ wotimu sɛ mpanyinfoɔ no aborɔfo no akyekyere ɔmo sɛ agu ɔmo akyi ɛna ɔmo bɔ yɛyɛ mu nti woyɛ Ghana ni na yɛ wadwene sɛ light bay bɛbɔ fam a woboa water bay ama fam port nneɛma no yɛntete so da because ni nyina ɔmo de akwasi awɔ akwagye besia anke yɛwɔ gold diamond ɛde ade mo bɛkɔ ɔboase mines mu na mo de taxes akɔgugu ɔmo so ne yɛde abɔ yɛn ho bra no mo se daabi ɛna mo nenam na yi na
Obusanti maento akase no so mfama mo na no pe na obeka ya boko ntokwae eho akwaye chene wo mo twena abasa ne sre empo MIGP koko pie mu ho no mo wono mo to atuo de ebo eye ne kan mu fofie nyame nkwa na ye na dom eye sanka ne ye nyan mampeni His Excellency John Dramani mama so koko pie mu no John so otumfo say tutu opem so a otosumie no ni ho nti oba ade obetumi ahwe ma adwobere otumi abampa Nana etumi de osia yoyo ema no ade opemso otumfo se tutu otosumie no asantema ntemu no ade wo manhia ahemfie woto ne nsa ade frɛ empenifo a wono mo afima mprusi ene boko ne mpatam nyina se wono mo bra na eja wo mo nto ato agene na wono bae no no kyerɛ mu se wodi obesro mo ya se ne mu adi no wo mu ninko ne aka no wono mo bɔ ho ban eno akyire no ya udie bia ne yi watimi wakami bia no wo mu nhwema ni nyina nko na wono mo nsom ho yare wo mo nsuso mo ho mu se na betumi aboa ma me no ka se no ne ekoso oboko no eni enyan pa wo chem se empenifo no hwe no mo ntena se na me ntimi ho ase bia wo koso bia no wo metumi aka esansa asemba yemfa sika ntwa yemfa bibia ntwa na mo ano yi a ene ye de yetumi ede keka mane adwobrɛ enti wo hwɛ okasamfo ni so enrade ene empenifo ni ntene ni mpon ni adehye bi no ma wono mo afi boko mamporosi etifido mantemu abawe pie mu ewa asante mantemu manhia ahemfie ebra otumfo ose tutu otosomie no opemso efrom so mombra na eja wono mo ento ato ano ebetumi akonka na ne krakra mu ena opemso ekyere mu se we nyina no eye se daache ekyiri mma ani mebunu se o man betumi afa ne ntuma pa efra na ochine bi enkongofo oyeni ene atoye nkyem ema meso o man no so ntino wo besre se wono mo akoyi wono mo hwe so o metumi akwakwahwe ma adwobrɛ ne eye kroye odo ene nkabom ebetumi aba ewo boko ene ne mpatam anrade dwumadi no etumi ekoso asonwem otumfo so kyem se wo behwe se nkita odi ono modi enrai wo mehwe so metumi etu ho anamo na omodi ose ayoyo
Yedemo ayokonsem for dia apomodin sem ana yedemo ekoso endrada ana Ghana mampeni His Excellency John Dramani Mahama elanche eye Mahama Cares eye Medical Trust Fund ewo my Ghana ha ene kwamantem ha se awochem se eye sa trust fund ya walanche eye ade a obeboa eye ayarofo dodo na wo mo ewo cancer diabetes ana wo mo akomayale no wochem se ebusuafo bebre na no mafasa ya de so ato anana ewo nsiedo no ano no so edi ato na koma so se o kwan bi obefa so obeboa sa yarefo ama wo mapomodin no etime gina so no no mampeni John Dramani Mahama wo befa sa kwan no so nuti anendrada wo lanche eye Mahama Cares Medical Trust Fund no wo my Ghana hasi
all corporate Ghana, that is private sector and state sector, to annually devote a portion of their community social responsibility to Ghana Medical Trust Fund, because it's going to do a lot of good to our country. I want to assure Prof. Adanu that while he was speaking, I mean, the many suggestions he was throwing out, I turned quietly to the Minister of Health and asked, are you taking notes? And he quickly took his paper and started writing. So, Prof, you can be sure that note has been taken of the suggestion you made, and we want to thank you for that. I want to thank Professor Aite, who's been my long-standing friend and mentor, for the contribution he made. Prof. Aite is a retired specialist, emeritus professor, and very well known in medical circles. And so when he gave the envelope, I mean, for a retired pensioned, medical professional, I was curious to see how much he had given. And so after I took the check, I gave it to the health minister. But after a while, I collected the envelope back. And I peeked at it. And he won't want me to mention it, but I want to say that I was surprised at how much he's giving. Society, a doctor on pension has given $1,000 to Ghana Medical Trust. And so that should encourage all of us and encourage, the corporate institutions to do even much better. But on that note, I also, as the initiator of this laudable program, would also have...
And to say, Penny, His Excellency John Drawani Mahama de Busuminsia, Akatia, Eddie Amamudia, Penny, means to me in sound, come to me, my fake, but then you're going to them, me Busumi, me and Ragatia, Miss Jam, the Babylon Niger. I heard my pomodin, so to me, I can't count my gun and went to enter a so. Now, as so far, I show you whom so. Our my gun when young for Harry and Drew, so another day, or to me up at Jumedi for from one to ma, and no ever share my young more. I was upon who domo, the punch at tertiary institutions, and as a tertiary education, one more secret to ya, near one more share, and no who makes you answer to me. I can't count. Tell me, Nipa don't know was upon who don't know. Ya na sika mo de betu school fees e de bebo mo ho bra e bi mpo ne o de bedidi hostel fee no na hwan den enti no ade walanche dwumedie foforo e wo student loan trust fund na se a watu ne din se no fees stress na no beboa ma anya afi na akofa atete ni atepui mu afi na akonnwenwen kodwendwendwendwen ekobo bra bone akofa kuntu ase ni dabi Operation say we no ebeboa enti obi biara na wo eyeso apon mu na osikasem ewo fom ana say efia ufiri mu no ebi ni ho na ahokyere wo ho no no obetumi akono akwa apply na eja ka kito se eyese diodora kakra bi o metumi di ama no na so etumi di abo ho bra se na betumi aboa ma bi etumi akonga o chem say dwumedie no ehya ase ewo eya ban su apon hodoro na mo na ebre ko ni no wo mbetere o mo ntaban mo na ebi nso etumi aso eye ankrankra eye suapon ahodoro nte no ade eno nyamfo hare na adreso apa dwumedi hu to obehwe na bibia no etumi akonkan
Yeguso ewo hare na adreso nseme so dia endrada wo dwumedi na ase no anobo eye University Teachers Association eye UTAC for abaso ye papa wo chim se wodo masese o mudi wo munimdie eno wo munyansa ne o madwen aboa eko etia galamse ewo maiga no ndie onu bibia ede mom se obebo mo abaso so mo ye sade we ede aboa wo maiga na ye na yetime aso galamse ano ewo maiga na semwe hare na adreso wono anodi tudwa ewo dwumedi no ase.
Particularly commend UTAC for the principled position you have taken against a national ill, which is galamsey, and don't let the change in government water down your desire and strength to ask that right be done, and that government must be responsive to responding adequately and sufficiently to resolving that crisis in our country of galamsey.
Say where no nyam for hare na address nsema wo de atodwa be gina we so twa ho ye ba de kase no be kwa adwadi nsema.
You have taken
na wo adwadi nsema country director de Emma Action Aid Ghana eye Ora John Nko wona wo kase no chem se hwe afibia no ejaframa ya yedidi dwuma wo man Ghana mu no eye dollar opepepe no eye wo ha eye $100 million ene eye jaframa ya yedidi dwuma wo man Ghana mu te betumi anka aban no ne mpenifo hwe se kwani akwanyasa so betumi ahwe ma yankasa no yebetumi akrakra jaframa ya yedidi dwuma wo man Ghana mu etumi afa ne ntuma perfra Ora John Nko ensemu ni.
If you take a look
at, for example, the Sankofa, the level of investments that Ghana is engaged in terms of the take or pay, has locked Ghana into a $50 million payment per month, which is an additional cost. So you ask yourself, if you are running your household economy or your house, and you keep piling a lot more cost and debt, what that means is that it will get to an unsustainable level where you are incapable of paying your debts, and that has implications. Further to that, the Jubilee. We have data that points to the fact that the government, or if you like, the partners, flare about 100 million US dollar worth of gas. That means that's excess gas that we are not able to process, and we have to find a way of ensuring that it is contained. That process also includes flaring, where you form, I don't want to say burn it away, but it goes through some chemical processes where it's disposed of. Apart from the fact that it's a cost to Ghana, it also has hazardous climate change effects.
Right, because these gases are released into the atmosphere.
Absolutely.
And that's not where they're supposed to be.
And so once you do that, mind you, it's not just the hazardous impact on us as human beings, but it's also the cost element, as I keep emphasizing. It builds the cost to the point that it gets to an unsustainable level. You are not able to deliver or pay your loans, and therefore you have to go to the Bretton Woods institutions. What we are saying is that government needs to, with the partners, need to sit down. I recall there was one time the past government engaged in some form of renegotiation. But to what effect? We still realize that there are still challenges in the contractual arrangements, even with IPPs, independent power producers, where in that case, government even has suffered on about 400 million US dollars in terms of debt cancellation. That is a cost to government. We are saying that government and its creditors need to engage in open, best practice, transparent negotiations, loan agreements, where citizens are aware of the implication on their lives, and then we build consensus around what is the best practice for us to go in. What are the best loans? Parliament needs to be a lot more interrogative on some of these loans, informing the citizenry so that we are taken on board in the decision making around some of these. And so the debt profile, the debt overhang is debilitating.
Adeshimamba ye demo concern from dia eye afimpinu ni edionu nan abato ade to ye wo my Ghana ha eye Franka Tonia wogina edma NPP amenu ko na bedi etwe Dr. eye Matthew Opoko Prendrada okopie mo ewo Menchia South I wa santimantem ne ho ana okolanche eye shoemaking hub project ewo ho a wo chem se eno ade bia beboa ye papa membebunu a wo mo ewa santimantem no wo mo sanu adwuma no etimi ejina so edi amomo bibia ebetimi enyi adwuma aye ne titiru ene nsanu adwuma bi aye ewa santimantem.
Today is the launch of the Menchia South shoemaking hub project, an initiative that is as much a project as it is a philosophy. A philosophy that the future of the nation is not built merely by policies or politics, but the empowered hands, the elevated dreams, and unleash the skills of its own people. We gather here today to inaugurate a facility and ignite a movement. This movement believes dignity, prosperity, and national greatness are crafted not by a few at the top, but by the many who build, create, and innovate from the ground up. The theme for today's
I was saying, I don't know, but you know, we're searching home, tell you about the castle, and we're going to be in the Indian area.
Ba ye de mo eko enigedie ensem emudia eye Ghana nyumtuni a eba no gospel nyumto ewo my Ghana ha obone homodin wo mu ye papa Princess Celestine Donko wone ne ho kani a no so friend say Kofi Donko and the day wo mo de abetu yo mo echemu se eye ade om bebo mo homodin a sponsor eye DJ Awana mbebi a na nsemu a wapeni baby wape watu anananu ewo nsiedo a oye adwuma ewo multimedia group limited no muchemu se ye nimba mienu no wo mu bebo mo homoden aboa ma mo adisua ho nsem no etimi akọ enim e de ama mo a eno wo muchemu se wo mu be sponsor wo mo education ewo my Ghana muchemu se sade we ya de bia edom akoma so na mra wo mo DJ Awana ne 1 week no ho anna Celestine Donko ene ne ho kani Kofi Donko ekopie mu ewo dwumedie na se mra wo koye na wo hu DJ Awana ne mbei ano mo fato wo ho so se eye wo madusua ho nsem no eye Celestine Donko woni ni kunu wo mbehwe asonkodan mu a wo mo ebebo madusua ho nsem kosi mra wo mo akasa ebedru wo mo mpani fie so eno nti ye gina Celestine Donko ne nsemi eso na anopa news ne ye ni nia aba na wiye na no pensem no de di mo akotene ebi ene se eye NPP Upper West Regional Executive de ensem bi ebetu dwa no peye domo esuko edema
Dr. Alajima Modba mi achem se fimpe no na dio no watwe o mo ba obi biara o ye adwuma aban adwuma mo o mo yi na di no wo mehwe so masande ne debre ade ama no
ya di edwadi ensem ebrewo eye communication minister enso ede ensem bi ebetu montinem
enije ensem ma me Celestine Donko chem se wo mehwe na DJ Awana o ya nyumpem kela ne mam amie na ojo mo kire no na adesua ho nsem no mehwe no mabo ho eka
ebusuafo wani nsem ene afoforo pi anope ye boy homodin e de beso mu se KFM TV News asidia PSA en confirm KFM Musical Center so ye ankrankra sorry and I say event planner bi na ope instrument e de di wudwuma no fa wani chemu e KFM Musical Center wo mo wo instrument bi a edmon say ye combo speaker guitar microphone ni ano udu ni chemu ha obenya bi ewo hosa wo maso ekese no wo bankra mantem ha sa wo mo ewo akra zongolen wa asante mantem so wo mo ewo edum wo mo ne Sambra Hotel no ana ebonhwe ni ma no pe wo mo ebo ye chidoma idi KFM TV News no ye de ebesomo
talent microfinance bra no Mosca na fashion adwuma mu ankran schools enyiwakuo momra na bibia ntunu konkan simuni yakitwa bi atena kase no ewo enkran Kwame Nkrumah Circle Adabraka dance babra me no ntenase me ndiga
Tech Hub and says open phones any ho academia say Infinix, iPhone, Tecno, Samsung, Yam, Itel, charger, batteries ni anu do ni etrim or dada Tech Hub once a betimi aka bi ho anope wo mo so wo mo e wo kaneshi wo monitor kwa station no ene ben pe a wo mo so eton sadia for wo mo so e boy chidoma idi KFM TV News no ye de ebesomo asida kese en confirm wa utifi abribia no wodu efidie no eto KFM TV na wo hweyen abibia besan ada production team ni ase so mo so mutimi boy man of news yetimi edebra no pedin ameje so ene maami esi enkoma mene
Odiyifo Yaw still igbe krache fialengo wa na mom ne ye ko no maami mfa happy birthday sonko emfa maami ankasa me nua bema nana owa hene e champion nana owa hene e champion wo ye adwuma e wo Tobinko Media Group Atinka TV and Afia Atinka FM bra anope otwede ampo basa ya dom wo shira na onipa bia entumi endom ye no wo shira no nyo kase wo na wo ye oforiso busum ni nyina ka echire last baby last born no ntino baba nana nyankopon shira no nyo kase we na efie busua adofo ne obi biara nchen ene ede mo sa nyankopon shira no nto nkwa de mo no nyo kase na nyi fi adom enko atom emu